Good evening and welcome to Wildcat Gym here in Paris, Texas. I'm Stephen Johnston here to bring you our first broadcast of the 2026-2027 athletic season, and it's going to be a Lamar County battle between the Paris Lady Cats hosting the Chisum Lady Mustangs, and these are two very good volleyball teams here tonight. One of them building under the direction of Coach Alex Esch a year ago. Postseason bound, they're looking for more than just a playoff appearance. They want to now establish themselves as the team that has the experience that can carry them into the postseason and pick up some playoff wins. Meanwhile, on the other side of the court stands the Chisum Lady Mustangs, who are coming off of one of, if not the most historic regular season in Chisum Lady Mustang volleyball history. They set records for winning streak. They set records for wins in a single season, and they graduated a very good senior class from a year ago, but they had a crop of juniors and sprinkle in some sophomores that are now a year older, and they're off to a rip-roaring hot start and look to contend for a district crown once again. And so on the court, for the visiting Chisum Lady Mustangs, you're going to have Kyrie Dirksen along with Heidi Wheaton, Logan Meyer, Brooklyn Beeler, as Riley Nelms gets ready to send this one across the court. And Blackshear sends it back, and now for the Paris Lady Cats. And a great job and attempt from a diving Audrey Del Toro, but it'll go the way of the Chisum Lady Mustangs. And so now it'll be Meyer serving and finding the floor for Chisum once again. So Meyer continues the service duties. Sending it, just getting it over the net. A little bit of help from the white stripe on top of the netting, and the Chisum Lady Mustangs out to a 3-0 lead in this first set. And this is definitely going to be a match where you're considering iron sharpening iron, and maybe they're going to say double hit from the Paris Lady Cats. And part of this is, man, you know, nerves. You're going up against someone in your own county, a team that had an outstanding season a year ago, and they're having a really good year once again this year. 11-6, the Chisum Lady Mustangs. Meanwhile, Paris comes in 12-4. So certainly no slouch of their own in the early goings of this season. But right now off to a bit of a slow start against the Chisum Lady Mustangs. From the outside, big hit from Heidi Wheaton. And it goes 6-0. And we have a quick timeout from Coach Esch. We're going to step aside, take a timeout with them, and we will be right back here on Game Day. Back here on Game Day, thank you very much to Drake Construction for bringing us out here for some Lamar County volleyball. And out of the timeout, it is going to be the Chisum Lady Mustangs picking up another point, and 7-0 for Chisum. And Logan Meyer had one that tipped over the net merely moments ago before the timeout. Couldn't quite get that one to do the same favor for her. And the Paris Lady Cats on the board. And it'll be Alyssa Milton doing the service duties for Paris. Brings one in hot. And that's the thing about volleyball. You get one good rally going, and by all means, things can turn around in a hurry. Milton from the service line. Back set. Big swing from Beeler. And this one's going to go long and over to the Chisum Lady Mustangs. And by the way, we talked about how Chisum graduated a great senior class from a year ago, but really just reloaded with Kyrie Dirksen, who just checked out. Here's a set and a nice hit, but caught up in the net. And now free ball back over to Paris. They're going to try it one more time, and yeah, that's what they're looking to do. Setting up Akaria Titus. But back to what I was saying about Chisum, Heidi Wheaton had a big role last year. Logan Meyer had a big role last year. And I think young ladies like Addie Prince, they make strong contributions. Meanwhile, for Paris, this is a lot of the same team from a year ago, as we have Audrey Del Toro, senior. She's serving. We'll talk more about Paris as this one wisely letting that one sail out. And just like that, the Paris Lady Cats back into this one. Carson Rancher, Serenity Liggins, Alyssa Milton, Lila Severson, Abby Harper, talked about Titus, Nelms, all familiar faces as Chisum comes back with some authority. And it looks like it's going to be Wheaton to serve for the Chisum Lady Mustangs. So a lot of experience for the Paris Lady Cats. This one brought back over to the Paris side. Great job by Alyssa Milton, and it finds the floor. Lady Cats back with the service from Donnan, a freshman on the varsity team. And a nice set. That one going to Serenity Liggins. And after the slow start, 6-0, 7-0 as a matter of fact, it's been a 7-2 run for the Paris Lady Cats. And sometimes it's just a matter of settling those nerves. And I tell you what, they will keep going to that well. Liggins, and the sets that are coming from Riley Nelms are flawless. I mean, just right there over the net. Let's see if she could do it again. Short set, smashed, and this time defensively. You've got Chisum sending it back over. High far set this time, and a great job by Dirksen on that back end. Can she get it back over? Yes. And then this time, the crafty Nelms, they thought it was going to be short set. Instead, she dumps it over, and just like that, this game is tied up 9-9. We're going to step aside, and we'll be right back here on Game Day.
We're here at the biggest game of the year for the kickoff, and I say these local guys have no competition, John.
No doubt, Stephen. Why sweat in the press box?
When you can sit like a king.
And we got the best seats in the house right here, baby.
Where every seat is the best seat.
Oh yeah, Texas Furniture and Appliance. Local since 1927.
These players are definitely in their comfort zone.
You say something?
Back here on game day, Stephen Johnston. Thank you very much to Glassland and Home bringing us out here today. Appreciate you guys greatly. And it'll be the Paris Lady Cats continuing service as they have fought back from a 7-0 deficit. And a great job there from Milton defensively finding the floor, and just like that, Paris has a lead. Set up. Are they going to say that it fell in? Yes. And now 10-10 as we get our scoreboard adjusted just a little bit. Don't you guys worry. And that is a fantastic big swing from Logan Meyer. And I tell you what, Meyer, I would expect her to be a district MVP type candidate. Her, Heidi Wheaton. And this one kind of foul tip ends up correctly for the Paris Lady Cats. I don't know if that was the kind of swing she intended, but almost ended up similar to a dump kill. Set up and a great effort defensively. Kept it off the ground for 3 hits, but unable to get it back over. It'll be Kyrie Dirksen, such a vital part of last year's success, and yeah, she gets it to catch the corner. Phenomenal serve from Dirksen. And this one's going to end up in the net. You know, that serve from Dirksen, you're looking at it if you're on the receiving end for the Paris Lady Cats. Yeah, it's coming in hot. It's got some air under it. And you're thinking, hey, this is going to end up going out, and it just drops right where you want it to. And then on the same note, getting a phenomenal serve on the other end from Liggins. And she can really bring the heat. And the first one, that one had a little more rotation to it. And this one, oh, are they going to say out? Oh, they got it in. I'm not sure if they're saying up in the net or if she got it in there, but I will say this. Akaria Titus is having a phenomenal first set here. And this is the kind of match that we anticipated this being. Back and forth, evenly fought. And I know, 3A versus 4A, but this is most certainly an iron sharpens iron type of matchup that will help prepare both of these teams. On the other side, Chisum with the service. Great effort from Nelms. And finally sent over by Mitchell. And then once again, the effort from the Paris Lady Cats. It may not be pretty, but they're getting the ball back over. And then finding the empty space are the Chisum Lady Mustangs. And this is set number 1. Chisum approaching that 20 mark. Dirksen free over the net. Nelms sets up Titus and gets it to go. It'll be Riley Nelms serving. Set up to the outside, and yeah, I think that's the freshman Emma. Coming out here a little bit over the summer, Coach Esch had some phenomenal things to say about that young lady. And being a freshman, you know she's going to be a big part of this program for a long time. They set her up again. Dirksen's there defensively and then blocked at the net. Titus had the double block on. And once again, Nelms does a phenomenal job. I mean, just all around. She's not the high-flying athlete. A great job defensively from the Chisum Lady Mustangs. And that's what Chisum does. Defensively, they are going to give all the effort in the world. But nonetheless, Paris Lady Cats they've got 18-16 on the board, and we're going to go with that. I might have missed one. This one, a big swing. It's going to sail wide, and now kind of getting on that verge. If you're the Paris Lady Cats, once you hit that 20 mark, you can kind of start to smell the blood. And I was talking about Nelms. That's a very good serve. Chisum was able to dig it out. Not necessarily able to return it, but timeout on the floor. 20-16. Paris thinking they'll take set one. We'll be right back here on Game Day.
At Moore Chrysler Dodge, Jeep Ram of Paris, we're changing the way you think about car dealers. From brand new Ram trucks to Jeep's amazing lineup of SUVs to one of the best selections of quality pre-owned vehicles in Northeast Texas. Customers keep coming back because of our no-pressure buying experience and our fair prices. And built on a reputation of over 1,000 five-star reviews. At Moore CDJR, it's simple. Great vehicles, great people, and a better buying experience. Come to Paris, Texas and see why Moore is better. At Moore.
And we're back here on Game Day. Thank you very much to Liberty National Bank joining us this year, sponsoring Paris Game Day this fall. We appreciate you guys greatly. And the Chisum Lady Mustangs, that's why you call the timeout. You come back, you regroup, you score that first point. And, man, you feel great about yourself. On the other side, Meyer. Nelms sets Dirksen on the back row. And a big swing. Great job defensively from the Paris Lady Cats. Chisum returns it. Set up, middle, blocked. And once again, phenomenal effort. Keeps it inside the pole. And then just sent over by Nelms. Big swing, and oh my goodness, Chisum's got to be thinking, what do we got to do on this set? And there's another, but the Paris Lady Cats keeping it alive. And then Chisum kind of having to fight the ball back. Nelms sets up Titus, big swing, and gets it over. And I'll tell you what, Akaria Titus earlier in the season, you deal with a little this, a little, tight muscles, this and that, whatever. And they missed her in the short time that she was out. But, boy, you can see what a difference maker that young lady is. Strong athlete. Finding the middle of the floor, and great job by Chisum that time, just discovering the open space. But this is the kind of matchup that both of these teams are looking for. Paris obviously wanting the challenge of a team that a year ago established themselves as the best in Lamar County. I mean, they played everybody in Lamar County, and it was pretty clear who ruled Paris, Texas. And now they're going to say this one was out, and it's going to go over to the Chisum Lady Mustangs. And again, Chisum is going to be very strong this year. But I think Paris, with a lot of returning experience, is what they were counting on. And it's showing up here tonight in this first set. But Chisum, who makes their money defensively, showing it there. Titus, one more time. And they're going to say lift, yeah. And who could blame the young lady? I'll tell you, come district play, teams will be game planning around Akaria Titus and what to do to limit her. And that is a compliment. Set over, push, trying to find that open space. Great job by Del Toro. And it ends up Chisum Lady Mustang point. And this one just a little bit far. Emma with the serve. Set outside. Just not quite able to handle that one, and it's going to go over to the Chisum Lady Mustangs in a very tight first set here. Chisum jumped out to a 7-0 lead. Paris called a timeout, came storming back. It's been a little back and forth ever since then. It's not quite able to get on top of that volleyball. It goes long. And now Paris 1 point away from taking the first set in the best of 5 as Clara Gibbs comes in. Set up, backside, and swing and a miss. And that's going to do it, 25-21. That's how the first set goes. And we will pause for a break and be right back. Set number 2 coming up here on Game Day.
At First Federal Community Bank, community isn't just something we talk about. It's something we show up for. You'll find us there, at local events, in our schools, and wherever neighbors come together. Because being part of this community means more than where we work. It's how we give back. And when it comes to your financial journey, we're right here with you. From loans to new accounts, student banking to savings, and certificates to help your money grow. We're here for every step. Today, tomorrow, and for generations to come. First Federal Community Bank, the only bank you'll ever need.
And we're back here on Game Day. Stephen Johnston bringing you the action. Thank you very much to David Dennison at David's Meat Market. And he's one of those that's been with us since we started this thing, man. I mean, David is a tremendous guy, and David's Meat Market is a staple to Paris, Texas. Find them on Collegiate. They are absolutely the best. All the cuts you want. And they'll cut it in-house, too. So following that first set, we're going to have number 2 as they switch. And, you know, I love how Coach Esch and her team came out. Obviously, like we said, maybe some jitters, maybe some things not going their way early on, but by all means, they were able to settle in, get it corrected, and you got to love when a team is able to respond in that way. We have about 1 minute until we start this second set. We're going to take a timeout, and we will be right back in 30 seconds here on Game Day. Back here on Game Day, Stephen Johnston, thank you very much to Carpet World. And Carpet World, they came on after seeing the product and said, you know what, I think that's something we want to be a part of. Supports the schools, supports the kids, and we appreciate them very, very much for being a part of Paris Game Day. Teams back out on the floor. And shout out to Coach Austin, who is one of the officials here tonight. I approached her before the game and said, hey, did you happen to coach at Mount Pleasant High School? And she said, yeah, Mount Pleasant High School, Mount Pleasant Junior High. And I knew I remembered her. I'm a Mount Pleasant native, Mount Pleasant alum, and I knew I remembered Coach Austin. And now still doing some civic duty and officiating, which we greatly appreciate, man. There is a shortage of officials, and so we are thankful that she still gives her time to come and get up in those standards and call some high school volleyball. Might have a little rotation adjustment for the Chisum Lady Mustangs. And the job that Coach Laura Nickerson has done is just, you can't overstate it. Set to Titus, you can't overstate just how impactful that young lady has been early on in this game between these two Lamar County teams. Now it's almost, which too late now, but it's almost like a don't put too much of it on tape type of thing. Big block by Titus on the other side, and this one just too hot to handle. I think a few years back when Coach Esch joined the Paris Lady Cats, the volleyball program was doing okay. It certainly wasn't where they wanted it to be. Made a small step, and I think that this is the year that they're kind of looking for the more significant step, if you will. Meanwhile, for the Chisum Lady Mustangs, theirs is about sustaining that high level of play. And of course, they have the young ladies to do it, led by Meyer and Wheaton, Dirksen. Talk about those seniors. And of course, Logan Meyer, junior, Heidi Wheaton, a junior, Kyrie, Laramie Blackshear, seniors. As Lady Mustangs notch another point, and for them, it looks like it will be Blackshear to serve for Chisum. Nelms sets up, big hit, and it finds the floor once again. Del Toro will serve, and you know, we talked a lot about Akaria Titus, right? Rightfully so. I mean, you just can't not see the big, powerful swings, but there are some young ladies, as you know, you take a look there at Milton diving on the floor. The effort has been universal for the girls in white and navy. And then Riley Nelms, the accuracy of the sets, I guess you would say the game planning and understanding of the game from Nelms is a weapon. This one, big hit on the outside. Chisum defensively able to get it back over. And back set. And, you know, see Kyrie Dirksen working to get that ball back over, diving. And that's something Kyrie talked about. Phenomenal defense to get it back over for the Paris Lady Cats, and then blocked at the net. What a rally by both teams, but Liggins ends it. But I can't tell you how many times, even just, you know, through 1/5 of a set, that we've seen girls diving one hand, get it back towards the net, give your team an opportunity to get the ball back over. I mean, from both ends, the effort has been at the maximum. And that's what you love to see. This one's going to fly out. As Addie Prince, she'll serve. This one goes long. And now Severson got some run last year as a freshman. And we talked about this team for Paris last year, made some strides, but not necessarily the most experienced. And then you look at the roster, and yeah, you did graduate some. Clary Beard was a leader from last year's team without question, but boy, up and down this roster, there are a lot of returners from a year ago. And the Chisum Lady Mustangs, you know, they say, hey, I may be brand new to this, but I can hang with just about anybody, and that's Harper Knoll. She's a freshman. Talked about Brooklyn Beeler a little bit earlier in the broadcast, also a freshman. And how about that? Knoll tied us with a big swing, and Harper picking it up off the ground and sending it back over, forcing the issue the other way for Paris. That's a way to introduce yourself to some 4A volleyball. And that's a way to respond. Serenity Liggins. I don't know who the maintenance man is here, but he's going to have to redo this hardwood after Liggins smashed it in. My goodness. And again, just the perfect set. And back and forth we go. I tell you this, we're only in the second set, but run this one back as many times as you want this year. I'll tell you this, pretty good crowd here tonight too. Paris, you're looking at about half full in the stands. And then Chisum, I'll tell you what, Chisum loves their volleyball, and Heidi Wheaton loves that back corner. Says we got to get service back our direction, and gets it back with some authority. And now Meyer to serve. Fighting at the net, and it looks like Chisum and Beeler is going to win that fight. I think Wheaton and Daigle, you kind of get, was it me that touched it? Was it you that touched it? And then neither of you want to go, get called for a double hit, so they both kind of backed off. Ends up on the floor for the Paris Lady Cats. And then this one, just a wild spin from Riley Nelms. Riley, good heat. Great job from Chisum returning service. And then set to Wheaton. She's just going to have to poke it over. And great job by Kyrie controlling that one. But there's Titus along with Nelms at the net. And excuse me, that's actually Gibbs. Big swing. Let's see where that one goes. They're going to say that it's not quite going to find its way in. And it'll be Riley once again serving. And this one just out. And I think that, Chisum's kind of been looking at that serve. It's such a tough judgment because of the spin or lack thereof on that ball. You don't know exactly where it's going to die. And so now some substitutions. Milton is going to come in along with Severson. And it'll be Milton. And Alyssa Milton, sophomore, she's a young lady, multi-sport athlete on varsity as a freshman a year ago. And there is that woman once again, Titus, the Titan. Good serve from Milton. Great job digging it up from Prince. And then Chisum with the kill on the outside. They'll have a substitution with Blackshear coming in. A little bit more than midway through this second set, with Paris winning that first one and this one just going a bit long. And I'll tell you this, Chisum can make a run in a hurry, especially when you have young ladies like the freshman we talked about, Harper Knoll. And this one is going to go the way of the Paris Lady Cats. Right now, the pair of big hitters waiting for their chance to rotate back in. It's Logan Meyer, Heidi Wheaton. But if we know anything about Chisum, they can send one after the other. And this one going a little bit long. And the Lady Mustangs not going away in this second set. And it's going to be Kelby Forey, senior for the Chisum Lady Mustangs. Handled by the back row and set up outside, and does it find its way? No, just a little bit long for Peyton Nelson. And Forey back to it. Handled, set, outside. Dirksen does what she does. Great job that time by Severson. Forey back set and caught the net. And now, even though it's a tight one, the Paris Lady Cats approaching that 20-point mark. Zaria Mitchell serving. And big hit on the outside that time. Prince does her job. Heads to the bench. Beeler checks in, and it'll be Kyrie to serve. And that one almost had some backspin to it, and just getting it over the net in between Titus. And again, Chisum Lady Mustangs, they don't go away, and if you give them a window, they will take that opportunity. Nelms sets up Severson. It's delivered right back to him. And I don't know how that ball defies physics to get back over the net, but that's what Nelms does. Kyrie defensively. And then blocked, and finally finding the floor after the hit from Logan Meyer, and we've got a tie game here in set 2. I'll tell you what, Nelms getting that ball back over, I'm not sure anyone but her could. She sets up about mid-court hit, and a great job. Big, strong, accurate punch from the Paris Lady Cats. That's one of the hardest to really get the right trajectory on, from about the middle of the court, and this one a little overzealous, and we're back to a tie game with the Chisum Lady Mustangs getting set to serve. It's Heidi Wheaton coming back into the game. This is exactly where Chisum wants to be. You're tied up, it's close. Your rotation finds Wheaton and Meyer back in. And also there in the middle, you've got the lengthy freshman Beeler. And then finding the floor, just open space. Titus checking back in for the Paris Lady Cats, looking to close this one out. Serving is Liggins, but it's Chisum coming up with the point. And man, back and forth this one goes. Blackshear with the serve. Nelms sets. Titus, great job on that back row. That was Daigle. Can't quite get it back to where they need it, and it goes long, and the Paris Lady Cats go back in front. Oh, great idea by Heidi Wheaton, just not quite the right execution. And timeout on the floor. 21-19. Paris with a 1-0 set lead, looking to take it to 2-0. And we will be right back here on Game Day.
We're here at the biggest game of the year for the kickoff, and I say these local guys have no competition, John.
No doubt, Stephen. Why sweat in the press box?
When you can sit like a king,
And we got the best seats in the house right here, baby.
where every seat is the best seat.
Oh yeah, Texas Furniture and Appliance. Local since 1927.
These players are definitely in their comfort zone.
You say something?
And back here on game day, Stephen Johnston bringing you the action. And there should be a good group of pictures of this one between, Chisum has good media. Kenyon Fortner, my guy, does a little work for game day. And then my friends Sarai Harris and Zolan from PHS Media, they do a good job as well. And there it is. The Chisum Lady Mustangs take the set, and we are tied up at 1 apiece. We'll go to set number 3 following this break, and we'll be right back here on Game Day.
We're Chrysler Dodge, Jeep Ram of Paris. We're changing the way you think about car dealers. From brand new Ram trucks to Jeep's amazing lineup of SUVs to one of the best selections of quality pre-owned vehicles in Northeast Texas. Customers keep coming back because of our no pressure buying experience and our fair price. And built on a reputation of over 1,000 5-star reviews. At Moore CDJR, it's simple. Great vehicles, great people, and a better buying experience. Come to Paris, Texas and see why Moore is...
First Federal Community Bank. Community isn't just something we talk about. It's something we show up for. You'll find us there, at local events, in our schools, and wherever neighbors come together. Because being part of this community means more than where we work. It's how we give back. And when it comes to your financial journey, we're right here with you. From loans to new accounts, student banking to savings, and certificates to help your money grow. We're here for every step. Today, tomorrow, and for generations to come. First Federal Community Bank, the only bank you'll ever need. At First
And back here on game day, Stephen Johnston bringing you the action from Wildcat Gym. And about a minute and a half until we get this third set started. And kind of like how the first set went, but inverted. The first set, just so you guys know, they went 7-0. Chisum jumps out to a big lead. And then here come the Paris Lady Cats rallying back. They end up winning that set. They win it 25-21. Well, in the second set, the Paris Lady Cats, they were able to work a little bit of a lead. They got up by 6, led by 6 in the second set. And then the Chisum Lady Mustangs, they're the ones who make the comeback, do a phenomenal job, tie it up with their backs against the wall, and then all of a sudden we're evened up. And so we will go to a minimum of 4 here tonight at Wildcat Gym. And, you're not going to see just a whole heck of a lot of, Paris versus Chisum matchups. But volleyball, this one is about as even as you could ask for. Chisum was such a powerhouse a year ago. Paris Lady Cats have been a building program under Coach Alex Esch, and this is the year that she expects them to take that big step forward. It's been gradual, smaller steps in the past, and how about that start? Just a perfect serve from Riley Nelms. But this is the year that Coach Esch really wants them to take that leap forward. Meanwhile, on the other end, the Chisum Lady Mustangs, they want to be playing their best volleyball at the right time. Got some new faces and new places. Got a lot of great returners as well. And make no mistake, Coach Nickerson will have them humming come district play. And, it's going to be a tough district slate. Of course, Commerce, always a very good team. And then Lone Oak, a year ago, had some real young players that were absolutely dynamic. And speaking of dynamic, how about that block from Akaria Titus in the middle. Nelms serves, great job from Chisum, keeping it playable. And then this one, big swing. Would it have been long? Maybe, maybe not. But it's 4-0 Paris. And that is a wicked serve from Riley. That ball hardly moves at all. If you're a baseball fan, it's like hitting a Tim Wakefield knuckleball. Nelms set, Titus pushes it over and just finds the open spot in the floor. I mean, just think about that. If you're going up to block her, or if you're on the back row preparing for that big swing, you've seen it all night, just again and again and again. And then all of a sudden, here she comes with just the right touch, putting it in the right place. And then another phenomenal serve from Nelms. Timeout Chisum. Paris 6-0 to open this one up. We'll be right back here on Game Day.
In Northeast Texas, there's nothing better than Paris Game Day. Our entire team at Moore Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram of Paris is wishing our local student athletes a safe and successful year. And while you're watching the big game this week, you might just find your next ride in some unbeatable deals at moorecdjr.com. From our team to yours, good luck this season. Moore Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram of Paris, more is better.
And back here on Game Day, it will be Riley Nelms serving 6-0 to open up this set. And Chisum, you know, that's what we say out of the break. What do you want? You want to get that point. You want to get all the points, of course, but that's why you call the timeout. So now Chisum on the other end. And you got to look out. And I know Coach Esch knows it. She's right there in the ear of her players. This team can rally back quick. And a great job from the Paris Lady Cats. That one's going to fly out, and it goes over to Paris. I know one of the toughest things about volleyball is just as it is in any sport, you're talking about communication. You get a ball that's kind of in between. Is it yours? Is it mine? And you talk about having a split second to make that call and make that decision. That's why on that last point, it was so impressive for Paris. It looked like, I believe, Nelms was going for it, and you know, she gets called off by Severson. Keeps ball afloat, sends it over, eventually getting the point. Milton now bumped over by Severson. This one blocked out of bounds, goes over to the Chisum Lady Mustangs. And they've got a little work to do, but they're certainly up for the task. It'll be Beeler. Her serve. Set up. Titus pushed. And I think a double hit was called, but point goes over to the Paris Lady Cats. Del Toro to serve. Nelms short set, and whenever that set happens, it is a lot of trouble. A lot of trouble. And that time, you have Serenity Liggins, the senior, finishing it off. And a great job, Heidi Wheaton, showing her power, even a little bit off the net. I mean, you talk about the perfect trajectory. She did a phenomenal job that time. And Chisum picks up another point. Wheaton. And they let this one fly long. It'll be Severson to serve. This one bumped over by Blevins. Set on the outside and well long. And ever since that timeout, it was 6-0. And as you can see, 5-point Paris advantage, 6-0 Paris at the timeout. So they've been able to go blow for blow since then, but you know, just like you say in basketball, this is a game of runs. You can get something going, and someone got in the net, that's for sure. And it'll go over to the Chisum Lady Mustangs. I'll tell you what, man, Riley Nelms with those short sets in the middle makes life so nice for those hitters. And I'll tell you, she makes them look pretty good. They do a good job of making themselves look good. But Riley Nelms, Del Toro to Nelms, and that's what she does. You can just see Chisum brace for that short set. We got to handle this big hit that's oh, it hit the floor on our side. How did that happen? She's just so clever. Bumped, and Nelms, she gets a chance to hit it. A great job by Forey. Chisum, free ball back over. Nelms, long set on the backside. Front side, rather. There you go again. Nelms to Liggins. It's a thing of beauty. Great job of awareness on the outside from the Paris Lady Cats. Gibbs, I mean, that ball is directly at her. Instinct says make a play, and she lets it go wide. And then Liggins. And now timeout. Chisum Lady Mustangs. Paris with the 7-point lead here in set number 3. We're tied up 1 apiece in this best of 5. We'll be right back here on Game Day.
We're here at the biggest game of the year for the kickoff. And I say these local guys have no competition, John.
No doubt, Stephen. Why sweat in the press box?
When you can sit like a king.
And we got the best seats in the house right here, baby.
Where every seat is the best seat.
Oh yeah, Texas Furniture and Appliance. Local since 1927.
These players are definitely in their comfort zone.
You say something?
And we're back here at Wildcat Gym, and it'll be Paris serving. They've opened up a 7-point lead. And the Chisum Lady Mustangs, they cut it down to 3 after trailing by 6, and then Paris went on another little mini run, but when you have a lead, mini runs are phenomenal. Back set, couldn't quite get the right angle. And the Paris Lady Cats doubling up Chisum. And this one a little bit wider than the first 2 sets. Chisum was 7-0 in that first set, and then Paris came back, but there's a big hit and a great job by the Lady Cats diving on the floor. Del Toro keeping it up. Another hit down the line, got it to go. Logan Meyer. Beeler coming in for Kyrie Dirksen. Big block in the middle, Meyer, and then just finding space in the defensive alignment. And I think that's been the biggest advantage for the Paris Lady Cats here in this third set. Obviously, you've had the short sets and big kills by Nelms and Liggins, but also being able to mix it up. You know, winning with the soft stuff as well as the big punches. And then going right through the defense is Gibbs. And the Paris Lady Cats, they can smell blood here in the third set. And have now opened up a 10-point advantage. Got the student section for Paris making a little bit of noise. Titus, big swing. Dirksen defensively keeps it up. Back over towards the Lady Cats, and Nelms going up and challenging. So now Paris in a very comfortable space. And a great job that time. I think that was the freshman, Harper Knoll. And again, she put a little oomph behind it, but knew where the soft spot in the defense was. Put the ball right where she wanted. And that was a interesting serve. Sideways, winding. And up in the net. It's just tough because Kyrie made a great play on that hit from Titus in the middle and was keeping that ball alive. And now the one who got this third set started with a great run, Riley Nelms, back at the service line and just puts the ball where you're not. I tell you, there are hitters, there are blockers, there are athletes, there are things that can describe elements of a good volleyball player's game, and then there are volleyball players. And that is Riley Nelms. She is just a volleyball player. This one, Logan Meyer getting the job done, keeping the Chisum Lady Mustangs alive. And now they're going to need something of a phenomenal run to get back into this third set and keep Chisum from being on the brink of being down 2-1. I was going to say brink of elimination. We're not in a tournament or playoff, so I wanted to adjust that wording. Heidi Wheaton put something behind that ball, and now Chisum reeling off a couple of points in a row. Nelms sets up in the middle, and that's what you want. And, you know, they have it set up perfectly to where when Titus goes out, it's Serenity Liggins right there in the middle, and Milton shoots this one into the net. But I'll tell you this, Titus has a little more height on her, but as far as just the power on a kill, on a spike, boy, those two couldn't look more identical in the way that they play the game. And that's going to do it for set number 3. The Paris Lady Cats take it 25-13 emphatically. They'll look to close it out while Chisum looks to stay alive in set number 3. Wrapping up, we'll take it to set 4 after this on Game Day.
First Federal Community Bank, community isn't just something we talk about. It's something we show up for. You'll find us there, at local events, in our schools, and wherever neighbors come together. Because being part of this community means more than where we work. It's how we give back. And when it comes to your financial journey, we're right here with you. From loans to new accounts, student banking to savings, and certificates to help your money grow. We're here for every step. Today, tomorrow, and for generations to come. First Federal Community Bank, the only bank you'll ever need.
Back here on Game Day, Stephen Johnston. And we've got about a minute and a half until we get to set number 4. Paris Lady Cats respond and take that third set. So it's gone Paris, Chisum, Paris. And now the Lady Cats look to close it out while Chisum, you know, they're probably looking around saying, you know what, this is a nice gym. I want to stick around for a little while. I want to hang out here for, you know, maybe another set and see if we can't leave with a road win in quotations. And I say in quotations because, man, you know, you talk about Paris and North Lamar, crosstown showdown. You got to go across town. And then Prairie Land, our friends in Lamar County, you know, you got to go out to Pattonville, a little 10-mile drive. Paris and Chisum, brothers, stand out in the parking lot. You could throw a rock from Paris and hit Chisum and vice versa. These schools are very, very close together geographically. And so whenever they get together, it's not very common. You know, they don't play football. They do like to scrimmage in basketball. We had a lot of fun last year scrimmaging in basketball between these two to open up the season. But you don't see just a whole lot else. But right here tonight, it has shown that we have two very evenly matched teams. Now, Paris, they took that third set quite convincingly, 25-13. But, you know, that first one, 25-21, Paris. The second one, 26-24, Chisum. And that's to be expected as Daigle gets things started here in set number 4. Outside, Gibbs. And sent over by Wheaton. Titus with the big double block in the middle between Beeler and Wheaton. And then finding it is Logan Meyer, and that is exactly how you want to open up after dropping that third set. You know that they're going to go bread and butter. Nelms set to Titus, big swing. They get the double block and then are able to collect the kill. And so now it'll be Daigle serving. Nelms. Phenomenal job defensively fighting for the Chisum Lady Mustangs. And once again, Wheaton reactionary. One more time and denied again. Outside this time, Gibbs. Nelms, outside Gibbs. Sent back towards Nelms. And defensively, both teams showing out here as Wheaton sends it down the line and gets the point. Paris attacking the middle of that Chisum defense, and the Lady Mustangs do a phenomenal job, and then Wheaton right down the stripe and sent into the net by Daigle. Gets Paris on the board here. And it'll be Riley Nelms. Nelms smokes this one into the net. It goes over to Chisum. Titus looking to place that ball. Chisum was there defensively. Is this in or out? In. Finds the floor. And the Lady Mustangs looking to respond, and they are off to a fantastic start. As a matter of fact, Coach Esch wants a timeout. Talk it over with her Lady Cats. We'll step aside. We'll be right back here on Game Day.
In Northeast Texas, there's nothing better than Paris Game Day. Our entire team at Moore Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram of Paris is wishing our local student athletes a safe and successful year. And while you're watching the big game this week, you might just find your next ride in some unbeatable deals at moorecdjr.com. From our team to yours, good luck this season. Moore Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram of Paris, more is better.
Back here on Game Day, Stephen Johnston bringing you the action from Wildcat Gym. Paris Lady Cats with a 2-1 set advantage over Chisum. Chisum with a 4-2 advantage in the fourth set. And this one goes wide. Yeah, coming into tonight thinking, I would not be shocked if this was one that went 5 sets. And I'll tell you what, they have handled the big swings from Titus here in this fourth set much better than they have in the previous 3 combined. And I guarantee you that Coach Alex Esch will make an adjustment that will prove to be just as effective for Titus. She just needs to stay the course. And that's what a good coach does, puts your players in the best position possible to win. As Meyer serves. Sets. Titus hits it away from the block in the middle and then blocked by Titus. This time finds the floor, and the Chisum Lady Mustangs have opened up an 8-2 advantage. Now Gibbs will check out. And for the Paris Lady Cats, Abby Harper coming in. Severson dug up by Dirksen. And are they going to say touched? Yes. It was headed long, but once again, such a reactionary game. And Chisum Lady Mustangs open up 10-2, hands on the wheel. As the Paris Lady Cat student section has elected to move a little bit closer behind that Chisum Lady Mustang bench, trying to impact the game a little bit. As Titus, we talk about the big swings, that time sees the opening in the defense and puts a soft touch on it. And service from Milton catches the net, takes it to an 11-3 advantage as Dirksen goes out, and Prince will check in. Now 12-3 advantage. Nice serve, handled by Milton. Titus touches over and then blocked. And this one will go long by Prince. And the Paris Lady Mustangs, the Chisum Lady Mustangs hand it back over to Paris, where Audrey Del Toro will be serving. Back set, Wheaton. Point's gonna go over to Paris. Del Toro at the service line. Del Toro, long way. And then finally Nelms will free ball back over to Chisum, and there's Heidi Wheaton. She says, no, you're gonna give me that kill. She goes out and gets it. Kind of in the same situation as we were in the last set, just with a different team in the lead. Paris, of course, can make a run, but Chisum defensively, this is a game that they are more than happy to play. Hey, let's just do that whole keep it off the floor thing. When we get an opportunity, we'll take it. But otherwise, we're just going to go out and play some hard-nosed defense, and when they make a mistake, we'll take the point. So now Blackshear with the serve. There's the set, and a great job by Titus, or is that Liggins? That's Liggins that time. And again, we've talked about how, sure, they love the big kill. They love to absolutely smash it, but they can play the smart game as well. Brains and brawn. Get you a girl who can do both. So now Forey serving for the Lady Mustangs, and there's the set. Like I said earlier, it was the soft touch and great placement. This time we're going to punch a hole in the floor. And Liggins, there are few things that will bring momentum back to your team when you're trailing. And again, it was Nelms, that short set that just barely gets it over the net. And next thing you know, okay, a hit goes long, get another point. Emma, set to serve. And this one's gonna go long, and back over to the Chisum Lady Mustangs, where Kyrie Dirksen will be at the service line. Now, you talk about a team player, because Coach Nickerson has just had one idea after the other for Kyrie this year, whether it's, you know, hey, maybe we need you hitting, maybe we need you as a libero, maybe we need you setting, you know, whatever the case may be. And Kyrie, her reaction is pretty much, yes, ma'am, absolutely, I'll do it every time. Whatever the team needs, Kyrie Dirksen is there to provide. And now both teams kind of getting a little sloppy here in the fourth set. Some serves going long on both sides, and Riley Nelms fixes that issue. And how about that, Logan Meyer. And I know that Meyer was a big part of last year, but it's kind of it's her time type situation. Say the same thing for Heidi Wheaton. And hey, the freshman Beeler says, what about my time? It's now as well. Nelms with the effort, sent back over by Paris. It was a lot of work to do so. But Chisum comes away with the point. Like we said, this set looking a whole lot like the last one, just with a different team on top. As a matter of fact, the last one had a 20-10 Paris advantage. This time 20-10 in favor of Chisum. We'll be right back on the timeout here on Game Day. And we're back here on Game Day. Stephen Johnston bringing you Chisum Lady Mustang Volleyball visiting the Paris Lady Cats. And it's gone back and forth as Meyer at the service line. Set. Dirksen. And sent over by Blevins. And it'll be the Paris Lady Cats collecting the point, following the timeout, and Alyssa Milton checking in. A long way to go for Paris to get back into this fourth set. It's really nice serve by Milton, well handled by Chisum. And off the fingertips of the double block attempt. And now the Lady Mustangs on the verge of tying this up and sending it to a critical fifth set. You got to finish. As the Lady Mustangs give it right back over to Paris, and it'll be Audrey Del Toro. This one just kind of awkward off the receive. And like we said, for Paris, long way to go and a short time to get there, but there's no clock in volleyball. You just keep collecting points, but it's tough to do when Heidi Wheaton is swinging on the other end. Noel checking back in along with Blackshear, and she'll be at the service line for the Chisum Lady Mustangs. And now Chisum 2 points away from a fourth set win and knotting this thing up. Liggins, Dirksen, Knoll, and Del Toro bumps it up high and a big hit. Job well done by Blackshear, and then he's kind of got caught in no man's land, and the point goes to the Paris Lady Cats, and I think there is a question on the court. So I think maybe perhaps we had a little bit of an awkward landing. We're going to get a substitution here, and coming in for the Chisum Lady Mustangs, and we are back in the action. Severson. And set, and Knoll, the freshman, brings her team to within a point of a fourth set victory. And it'll be Forey for Chisum, trying to close this thing out. Clever back dump from Riley Nelms, and then it's killed home by Serenity Liggins. Now Alyssa Milton checking out. Harper coming in. Del Toro. Liggins sends it over. And that point's going to go over. It's just long on the hit from Meyer, and a timeout called. And the Paris Lady Cats not quite dead in this set, but Chisum on the verge. They need 1 point for a set victory. We'll be right back here on Game Day.
We're here at the biggest game of the year for the kickoff, and I say these local guys have no competition, John.
No doubt, Stephen. Why sweat in the press box?
When you can sit like a king.
And we got the best seats in the house right here, baby.
Where every seat is the best seat.
Oh yeah, Texas Furniture and Appliance. Local since 1927.
These players are definitely in their comfort zone.
You say something?
Back on Game Day following the timeout. Emma to serve. Chisum needing 1 point to finish this one off. And the Paris Lady Cats keeping it alive. They need to collect what now from this point would be 6 straight to keep the set going. Tough task against a very sound Chisum Lady Mustang team. But they are on an 8-4 run. And there it is. And it's off the hand of Logan Meyer, 25-18. Goes set number 4. We'll go to a decisive 5th following the intermission. And we will be right back here on Game Day.
Better. At Moore Chrysler Dodge, Jeep Ram of Paris, we're changing the way you think about car dealers. From brand new Ram trucks to Jeep's amazing lineup of SUVs to one of the best selections of quality pre-owned vehicles in Northeast Texas. Customers keep coming back because of our no-pressure buying experience and our fair prices. And built on a reputation of over 1,000 five-star reviews. At Moore CDJR, it's simple. Great vehicles, great people, and a better buying experience. Come to Paris, Texas and see why more is better.
Back here on game day, Steven Johnston, and man, well late getting that clock started at intermission, so we're just now at the quote-unquote 3-minute break. And I think a little bit of that has to do with we're still taking a look at a player for the Chisum Lady Mustangs and trying to make sure that everyone is properly accommodated in an injury type situation, if you will. And so with that said, we'll have a little bit longer of a break for these ladies than what we usually have, but that gives us an opportunity to, thank some of our sponsors that have been with Paris Game Day. We're talking about some of the folks from last year. Thank you very much, first and foremost, to Texas Furniture and Appliance. Without those guys, simply put, Paris Game Day doesn't exist, Montgomery Moore CDJR, thank them so very, very much. And then also First Federal Community Bank. I don't know that anyone hopped in with more enthusiasm than First Federal, because they have kids that play and husbands that coach and things of that nature, and so they were more than happy to make Paris Game Day a possibility here in Lamar County. And then a couple of newcomers to the scene, and we're talking about Credit Union of Texas. Thank them so very much for being a part of Game Day. They just joined us. And then Conroy Motorsports, if you've noticed the commercials that have run, Polaris, Can-Am, Yamaha Wave Runner, Sea-Doo. I mean, we're talking Veranda Luxury Pontoons, and if you're an angler out there, they've got Bass Cat Bass Boats. That's right, the best bass boat that you're going to find for your angling experience. And so thank them so very much for being a part of Game Day. And boy, they jumped on here and in Texarkana and Longview. And so if you're in need of a side-by-side or something of the sort, whether it's for work or for play, go see our guys at Conroy Motorsports in Mount Pleasant and ConroyMotorsports.com to see the inventory as these ladies get back out onto the court. We'll go to 15. Maybe. As close as this has been back and forth, we may need a few more points, but we'll see how it all shakes out as Del Toro rotates in. And it'll be the Chisum Lady Mustangs getting things going here in this fifth set. And this one just crept. I mean, it rode down the net and falls the way of the Chisum Lady Mustangs for that first point. As Blackshear serves, Nelms. And it's going to go over to Chisum. And off to a good start, 2-0, opening this one up. Nelms trying to catch the Lady Mustangs off guard a little bit. And that block attempt falls off to the side. And a great start for Chisum. Laramie set to serve. Bumped, set, big swing. Great job in the middle, keeping that one alive for the Chisum Lady Mustangs. I think that was Flory. And now she'll back set, and there's a hard hit from Meyer. Defended well by the Paris Lady Cats. Outside, Wheaton sends it over. And finding some space in between, that time is Harper, and the Paris Lady Cats on the board. I think that was a pretty vital point to get. You don't want to give this team too much room in the short fifth set. And now Chisum set to serve. Great job at the net. Beeler defensively, but Paris ends up with the point. Lady Cats, in need of a little bit of a run. We're gonna have to go back to that third set for the last time that they reeled off some real points in a row. And a great job by Milton. I mean, that ball snuck over the net and just barely made it across and lands on the floor. And then she goes with something with a little more power. So mixing it up at the service line. And then right idea, just couldn't quite get the execution down. Saw a lot of open space on the far side. But I think Emma just couldn't quite find it over the net. Severson, hard hit, handled on the back row by Chisum. And then the kill by the Lady Mustangs. And they're now up 6-3. And wisely letting that one sail. I think they were close to taking a look at it, thought about it, decided to let it go, and it goes long. And now the Chisum Lady Mustangs just short of halfway to where they need to be to win the fifth set. Timeout Paris, and we'll be right back here on Game Day. Back here on Game Day, Stephen Johnston, fifth set for Paris and Chisum. And it'll be Brooklyn Beeler, the freshman. Couple of ninth grade players for the Chisum Lady Mustangs as Titus gets the kill to go out of the timeout. You've got a lot of freshman contributors from both sides. Emma Donnan. And then we talked a lot about both Knoll and Beeler. And this one, I mean, just a big swing from Heidi Wheaton. You're seeing some powerful volleyball here tonight from both sides. And whether it's been Titus and Liggins for the Paris Lady Cats, Meyer, and then Wheaton, as we saw. This time, Emma, the freshman, getting it done. So for Paris, if you're going to make a run, you need to do it now. And if you're Chisum, you're happy trading blow for blow with a lead. Looking to go cross, and that one might have been going out. But instead, it'll go down as a kill and take us to, oh man. Shout out Dolly. 9-5. We lost a great one. And just like that. So now the Lady Cats with the service. Severson bumped forward, across, and they let this one go out. Just couldn't find the line, and it goes 10-6. And now sophomore Hazel Del Toro coming into the game for the first time. Big hit, and the kill is going to go the way of the Paris Lady Cats, as Audrey Del Toro will check out. Great job by Hazel there on the back row, keeping it up. Another phenomenal job. Set outside, pushed over, and then little dump. Chisum handles it, going out. Point goes to Paris. Put the emphasis on Hazel because this is her first action of the night. Sophomore coming in, crunch time. And all you need to do is be sound. And that's exactly what she did. Liggins, and bumped by Nelms. Sent over. And the Paris Lady Cats starting to storm back, and timeout. Chisum 10-9, and we'll take a timeout with them. We'll be right back here on Game Day.
In Northeast Texas, there's nothing better than Paris Game Day. Our entire team at Moore Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram of Paris is wishing our local student athletes a safe and successful year. And while you're watching the big game this week, you might just find your next ride in some unbeatable deals at moorecdjr.com. From our team to yours, good luck this season. Moore Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram of Paris, more is better.
And we're back here on Game Day. Stephen Johnson bringing you the action from Wildcat Gym. And out of the timeout, when we talk about it, if coach calls a timeout in a vital part of the game, it is highly important to come out, collect that point. And the Chisum Lady Mustangs do just that. And then how about it? The killer, the Titan, Akaria Titus, keeping the Paris Lady Cats alive. And, you know, in that last set, in the fourth set, Chisum had done a good job of blocking up that middle. This time, she kind of puts it at an angle, mixes it up a little bit. And then on the other side, Paris defensively, Audrey Del Toro. Chisum just has to send it over and then dumped. Chisum keeping it up. Let's see, no dump this time, big swing. Kyrie Dirksen on the back row. One more time, gets it to go, tie ball game. And I'll tell you what, Nelms not overthinking it, as she pretty much says, look, let's just go to where we're good. Titus to Titus to Titus, one more time after another, gets the dump kill, and just like that, the Paris Lady Cats take the lead here in set number 5. Timeout Chisum, 12-11. We'll be right back with the conclusion of this one coming up here on Game Day.
At Moore Chrysler Dodge, Jeep Ram of Paris, we're changing the way you think about car dealers. From brand new Ram trucks to Jeep's amazing lineup of SUVs to one of the best selections of quality pre-owned vehicles in Northeast Texas. Customers keep coming back because of our no-pressure buying experience and our fair prices. And built on a reputation of over 1,000 five-star reviews. At Moore CDJR, it's simple. Great vehicles, great people, and a better buying experience. Come to Paris, Texas, and see why Moore is better.
And we are back here on Game Day, and this has been an exciting one from start to finish. As Riley Nelms set to serve, and this one goes long. Paris on the verge, and I'll tell you what, that's a big shift in momentum for the Paris Lady Cats. And now Nelms, this one catches the floor. Now I know that Chisum's gonna plead their case, but I thought it caught the floor as well, and now Riley Nelms, this one caught up, and that's gonna be it. The fourth hit ends it, and the Chisum Lady Mustangs come into Paris, give it their all, fight the hard fight, but the Paris Lady Cats defend their home court and take it in 5 sets. And that's going to do it for our broadcast here tonight. It has been a phenomenal opening night to the athletic season for Paris Game Day. This was a great game to cover. I'd like to thank our producer, Ava Langley. She did a phenomenal job here tonight, along with our camera folks, Keith, Brittany, William. Thank you guys so very much. And we have football around the corner. North Lamar and Mount Vernon on the road. Paris